Is a month long enough to do another video on school trips? No? Well, I don't care. So, at school around the end of year 7, I did an enrichment week. I'm not sure if all schools do it, so basically, you just spend a week of school doing activities instead of work. Each day we would do a different thing, and we had lunch and break like usual. That's the best I can explain it. Day 1. So on the first day we went into the woods and did stuff, like collecting a load of random things, including a pine cone, a fossil, cherry stones, and rabbit droppings. No one in my group wanted to touch them, especially since we were eating later and you can't really wash your hands in the woods. Eventually I just picked up a leaf and used it as some kind of glove to pick it up and took it back. On the way back, I accidentally walked through some really sticky mud and just sank kind of low. Then we collected a load of firewood and started a small fire. After a bit, we just started to cook sausages on it. Mine took forever. And then when it was done, I grabbed some bread and ate it. It was good. So I did the same with the marshmallow, and that was good. And then we had to make this banana thing with a melted chocolate bar inside it. It was awful, by the way. And remember the sticky mud path? Well, everyone in my class started to throw mud at each other, pushing each other over into the mud, and I had to stand by 3 people covered in mud. I was terrified that someone would throw a ball of mud at me. That was only the first day, by the way. Day 2. We went to this place where you could go in boats and other stuff. When I went to get a wetsuit for the water activities, it was inside out, so I couldn't tell what colour it was. And after I changed into it, I realised that it was pink. Everyone laughed at me. Then I put a safety jacket on and went canoeing. After an instructor guide taught my group how to get in and out of the boat, and how to row it, we then carried them down to the water and we had to go around a big yellow float. I started to go, but I started to hit into this one guy, by accident. We were rowing backwards. Then I turned in the wrong direction and started rowing in the wrong direction. I eventually got back, and then 3 girls in the group all got on the boat. One rowing, one sat on the front with no seats, and another one on the back. Still no seats. Same with the boys, including me. I was at the back. We basically had to balance the weight so that it doesn't flip over. After we went past the float, the people on the back and the front had to stand up. Then we went round again with me rowing. After the other guys stood up, the one on the front fell off twice. Then I did archery. My group was pretty annoying. Then I had my lunch, but when I started to eat, I had my safety jacket on. It was really tight, and that caused all the food I ate to stop halfway down my stomach. I guess I started to look like I was going to throw up, because people started to ask if I was okay. About 5 minutes after I took off the jacket, I felt fine again. Then I did kayaking. We carried them down into the water and started to go. Then when we were roughly in the centre of the lake, our instructor told us to swing side to side to make the kayak rock side to side. One of the people on my kayak said she didn't want to do it, but we did it anyway. Then my kayak came right next to another one, and the person who didn't want to switched with the guy who fell off the boat in canoeing. At the end of the ride, my kayak was an inch away from sinking. And that was day 2. Day 3, I wasn't at school. Day 4, I went to a museum. The teacher said that we had to walk around on the top floor with 2 people. But I don't have friends, so I just started to walk around by myself, because I'm a rebel. They had an animation section with lip-syncing tutorials and stop-motion animation makers. Then my class went into the planetarium. It was whatever. Then I spent more time in the animation section, with actual friends this time. Then we went home. Day 5. This was basically just sports day, and you know how I feel about sports. This was my least favourite day. I started playing rounders, and I skipped all of my goes by standing at the back of the line and drinking my water. After that, we, made a poster or something. I didn't care enough to remember.